All right, this is the percents review for our final exam. We're going to talk about part, percent, and whole. And I'm just going to remind you that whenever you see a percentage, we're going to be using this percent equation, which is part equals percent times whole. So every time you see that, that's what we're going to be working with. So let's start off with some practice. The first couple examples are just straight up. They tell you the is, they tell you the of, they tell you the percentage. And I'm going to remind you that the part is always the is and the whole is always the of. Just will help you to identify part and whole. So let's start off with our little box on the side. Part equals, percent equals, whole equals. And I'm just going to read. It says 12 is the part, so that will be the part. The 40% is easy to identify. That's your percentage, which is, move it over twice, 0.40. And then it says of what number. So we're trying to find the of or the whole. So part equals percent times whole. So 12 is equal to 0.4 times x. To solve for x, you're going to divide both sides by 0.40. So I'm going to bring my calculator in. And I have 12 divided by 0.40 is 30. So my answer would be 30. All right, let's try this again. Let's set up our little box, part, percent, and whole. It says what number is, so we don't know the part this time. 35% is your percentage. Move the decimal place over twice to give you 0.35. And this says of 180. The of is your whole, so our whole is 180. All right, so part equals percent times whole. So x is equal to 0.35 times 180. So when I multiply that, I get 63, if you can see that. So my answer is 63. All right, now the next example that we're going to do, I'm going to try to move this down so you can see that a little better. Hopefully that's better. All right, the next example says a basketball player has been making 75% of his free throw shots. So here's our percentage. He has 124 opportunities to shoot. So how many will he make? So let's start with part, percent, and whole. Now, obviously, he's making 75%, which is 0.75. This is his total opportunities to shoot, or his whole. Oops, 124, not 125. And we want to know the part that he makes, x. So part equals percent times whole. Our part is x. Percentage is 0.75. And he shoots 124 times. So 124 times 0.75 gives us 93. So he makes 93 shots. All right, those are pretty straightforward. Now we're going to go into the last one, which is talking about a percent decrease. We have talked about increasing and decreasing percentages. So let's look at this. It says a store sold 650 bicycles last year. This year, 572. So what percent decrease is this in the number of bicycles sold from last year to this year? So a couple of things I'm going to remind you. Okay, we don't know the percent. Obviously, that's our easy one to find. I'm going to remind you that the part is always your new. Your whole is always your original. So original would be last year, which would be 650. This year would be the new, which is 572. All right, so let's do the math on this. We have 572 as our part, 650 as our whole, and we're trying to find the percentage. So I'm going to divide both sides by 650. So 572 divided by 650 is 0.88. Now that's not a percentage, so we're going to move the decimal place over twice to give us 88%, but that's still not our answer. Our percentage always starts at 100%. If this year it's 88% of what it was, that means that it's a 12% decrease from last year. So our answer is that it was a 12% decrease because it's asking for what the percentage has decreased by. All right, so the rest, there's a couple pages that follow this that are your problem set that I'd like you to try at home. And yes, you may use a calculator for this section. Good luck.